Welcome to a new vlog. I don't know what this is yet, but I'm going to be reading by Barbarian Mind by Ruby Dixon, the fourth book in the Ice Planet Barbarians. And I just started it and I'm like 5 minutes in, but the girl, her mate bond kicked in and then she got like knocked out, and we find ourselves in the head of a barbarian who doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't even seem to know what the mate bond is, but I thought it was funny because he keeps calling her ugly. He's like, she's got such an ugly face. And he's like marveling at her unconscious body, and he keeps getting excited, so he keeps like wanting to jerk off, and he's like, I don't know why. But he's like just jerking off around her unconscious body, and it's just like, what a way to start a book. What a way to start a vlog. But here we are. It's probably only gonna get crazier from here, so yeah, let's go. So I'm at the halfway point. We're with a character named Harlow, who had cancer when she was on Earth, but the little parasite that keeps them alive on this planet like cured it, and she is out with a couple of other people from the village, and they get lost. She gets separated from them. She thinks they're dead, and she stumbles upon a completely wild completely wild alien who's like, doesn't even have language like at all. And the book so far has just been the two of them, because their mate bond kicks in, and he doesn't even know what that is. It's Harlow and Ryuk, I think. By the way, the only other time I've heard that name was in Death Note, so. And they're getting to know each other, and like a week or two passes, and they're communicating, and then they finally like sleep together. She doesn't want to at first because she'll definitely get pregnant, and she doesn't, want to necessarily do that in the wild. And then it skips a whole year later. Like they sleep together, and then it literally goes 1 year later. So she stays separate from everyone else for at the very least a full year, which is interesting. So I don't know if the next book's gonna be a year later, or if it's gonna take place in the time she was missing. I think that's very interesting. I don't love stuff like that, so I'm not hyped or anything, but there's not really any consequence to skipping all this time. When the girls get pregnant, they're pregnant for anywhere from 1 to 3 years, it says, which is obviously just convenient. So if the author needs them to give birth, they can. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, just a whole year. So her and him completely alone for a whole year. And I'm about to enter the second half of this book. I'm very surprised they did that much of a time jump. One missed opportunity I want to point out. So he doesn't speak any language. He is completely isolated from everyone else. So he doesn't speak the alien language or English, obviously. And I kind of wish, because it skips a year, so obviously now they know how to communicate, because she's like teaching him English. I wish that he, because he learned language from her, spoke like a human instead of the alien. But he still speaks like an alien, so he's calling the baby a kit. And I wish, because with her, she'd call it a baby. So I wish that he just like was going to be, because I'm assuming they're going to meet up with everyone and he's going to join in and stuff. So I wish that what it was that he would speak like a human and be like the only alien that talks like a normal human. Because I think that'd be funny, but obviously it's not what they decided to go with. So just a little disappointed. Almost done. So yeah, Harlow's pregnant and she's having complications. So her friends find her and they bring her back home and stuff. And yeah, we're wrapping up the book. I just wanted to pause and say, because these guys, they got the little spur on their penis, the little extra little thing, and she gave birth to the baby, and it's a boy, and the dad is like noticing. He's like, his little pee-pee has the spur, and I'm like, dude, why are we obviously he has it. Why are we including it? I guess we have to see, because it's the first baby. I guess we have to explain how the babies come out when they're half human, half ice barbarian. But oh my god, when he was just like looking at his little penis, oh my god, I hate it.
Do you want to explain what you just said to me?
It makes sense to me.
You Greek mythology nerd.
Okay. Katie Roberts, I think Roberts is her name. And I grabbed one of her books from the library, Neon Gods or something, because she's about Greek mythology, Persephone Hayes. I was like, oh, cool. And then I found out that she has the whole series, and I'm like, even cooler. And then she says the couples for all of them, and one of them she's hiding. It's a surprise, must be a new book, but she's got two that are thruples, which intrigued me. First thruple is fine. It's Achilles, Patroclus, and Helen, which I think is a weird choice because, like, why? Helen thrown in there, I don't know. But the second one, Sarah is making fun of me for being bothered by, and that's why I don't want to read it, because I'm a little bothered by it. It's Chiron, who is the ferryman of the underworld, which sounds great.
I just want to say I'm not making fun of you. I just think it's very funny. Go on.
Chiron, the ferryman of the underworld, and it's like, oh yeah, I want him to get porked. But then the other two people, it bothers me. It's Orpheus and Eurydice, and I don't want someone else in on their relationship. I just want the two of them. I don't like that there's a third thrown in there. It bothers me. It'd be like if Eros and Psyche had a third thrown in there. I don't like it. It makes perfect sense to me.
To be fair, I'm sure Eros has fucked many people that aren't Psyche.
That's fine. I don't want him to love other people.
Am I allowed to curse on your channel?
Yeah. You can kill a man on my channel. I don't care.
Okay.
There's a man in the other room you could kill. Even though I love him. And would I introduce a third? Would I let Chiron in on this?
A god. I mean,
he's just the ferryman. He's not a god.
Okay, but any of the Greeks.
Would I cuck my own boyfriend? Never, except for possibly one exception. We don't gotta worry about that. I would never cuck him. Probably. He wouldn't allow himself to be cucked.
I had no idea what these books were before you started talking, but
I had heard.
If you like them, I'll read them.
They're really long, is the other thing. We're just going over our library list of how doomed we are. I have the Ruby Dixon on there, the Ice Planet Barbarians author. It's 18 hours. I have like 7 days left and I haven't started it because I have other things and I like to spend time with my boyfriend at night.
Talking to one of my friends about Outlander, and I was like, well, maybe I'll read it. And I went to look how long it is. Guess how long the first book is?
26 hours.
No.
Worse?
33.
I was interested in those, but I didn't want to because there's rape in them.
Yeah.
And I can't. I put up with a lot of things. We were talking about that movie, The Woman in the Yard or whatever, and I was curious about it. And Sarah's like, oh, hold on. There's every trigger warning for that. And she went through all the trigger warnings. I said, no rape. I'll watch it. And that's how I feel. I can put up with, like, legitimately, I think, anything but that. So,
yeah,
I'm going to read it.
I'm okay as long as I have warning. If I have no warning, that's when I get, like, a little twitchy.
But Sarah was contemplating reading Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah, I think I probably will. But I have, like, 87 things I have to read right now. And I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed.
We were at the Barnes & Noble today, and they had two of them, two little paperbacks. And they're very floppy paperbacks, and they would look really good on my shelf. And I was mighty tempted, but they were not the first. They were like looked like book 4 and 5, I think. And I got something else. I'll show you later. I got Superman. And she got a puzzle.
Yeah, I got a bunch of puzzles this week. I went off.
We should do a little puzzle haul.
I can.
Yeah.
Cappie's actually gonna make me do a puzzle haul.
Yeah. Puzzle haul by Sarah Hall.
Anyway, the
cat's doing a puzzle actually right now. Hey!
Dax, if you knock over this really complicated 3,000 piece puzzle, I will be very upset with you. Do you understand me? I might even be mad for like 20 minutes. She doesn't care.
She's really, really frightened.
So I've never done wooden puzzles, so I got these cheap ones, and to be fair, they may not be great because they're cheap, but wooden puzzles, the good ones cost like $100 for like a 300 piece puzzle. And I ain't made of money, but
they're very cute.
Got a seahorse and a sea turtle. So
my boyfriend's like a seahorse because I'm gonna get him pregnant.
I just want to see you out for that.
He knows. He doesn't like mpreg jokes.
And then I got this series from Masterpieces, which is this company I like. And it's the Southwest, the Roadside of the Southwest.
Yeah, that one reminds me lots of home.
Yeah, that one specifically. There's a McDonald's that has like dinosaurs outside of it in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. I have pictures of that.
And then the last two of the series. And to be fair, I know this is a lot of puzzles, but most of them are on sale.
Well, Yeah, these ones were 40% off the price
Yeah.
on the box, right?
Yes. And then, because I had to.
I'm in love with this one. We're putting that up somewhere. I might take down my Zeldas and move them.
Oh, really?
Well, I was thinking about putting the Zeldas up in my room anyway to make more room in here.
No.
Oh, there's my infamous Game Grumps that bother my boyfriend because there's room on the top. He's like, I tape mine in the... I'm like, I'm not putting tape on my posters.
And then, I love Lady and the Tramp, and I've wanted this puzzle for a really long time.
It's very cute.
I'm putting this one up.
Oh, really? In the library?
No, in my room. This one and
Oh,
Cruella
okay.
are going to go in my room. Because I have a Cruella one that I haven't done.
You should start working on that so we can fill out your empty room.
And then this one, because it was super cute.
Mm-hmm. Aliens, just like Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah. And then, finally this one, which
This was from today.
I was a little on the fence about because I've never seen Frozen, and I don't like it because it's everywhere. But it's still cute. There's not too much of it.
The Ariel on here is really, really cute, and it's got Jungle Book and Tangled, and I really love this Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah,
too.
and then I like that it's not the spaghetti scene, because when Lady and the Tramp, they always use the spaghetti scene.
Yeah, I wish they would do Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure, but
I watched it a lot when I was a
I
kid.
watched it so many times it sickens me.
Yeah.
Now I got these, which is a little scene, and you put stickers on it, and you make a scene, and it's just cute, just a new little thingy for me to try out.
She also, do you want to show them the book real quick while we're out of here?
I should,
I mean.
yeah.
I can put all these away.
Yeah. Go. Yeah, I got a hardcover deluxe of Superman Up in the Sky. This book was originally paperback, and it was out of print for a really long time, but with the new Superman movie coming out, they put it back in print, and I got very, very excited. I think I talked about this before on the channel because I read it around when Spectre died, so I was super emotional, and it made me cry, like I sobbed, because there's a part, I'm going to actually read it, I don't know if I'm going to put it in this, because I have to go see if I already talked about it, but, like, a girl gets kidnapped. This little girl gets kidnapped by aliens and taken off planet. And she's a big fan of Superman. Her and her foster sister were attacked, and her sister was killed. Bruce is the one who tells Clark.
I think I remember this one.
Because he's like, the sister's like a really big fan of you. Like a huge fan of you. And she gets taken off planet, and Clark's like, if I leave to go get her, I'm going to be gone for months. I will leave Earth completely vulnerable. Lois is here. I'll just be gone for months. And he's talking to his father about it. And his dad's like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, I can't go. It would be too dangerous for Earth. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, I'm going to get super emotional talking about it again. But he's like, that girl's counting on you, though. Like, she's waiting for you to come get her. And then so Clark goes. And I'm going to, if I keep talking about it, I will cry because it makes me so emotional. It's Tom King, and sometimes he does really amazing with character work. Superman and Batman specifically, he's really good. And I love that portrayal of John Kent because I get like really heated when I feel like people do John and Martha wrong.
Yeah,
and we're watching Smallville, and it's really hard for me because Jonathan Kent is like a narcissistic, egotistical, like prideful idiot who would rather let his family starve than let anyone help him, and it's just not John Kent. This is a really great portrayal of John Kent. Plus, there's a thing at the end I really like where the little girl's like asking Clark a bunch of questions about Batman. Also, and she's like, who would win a fight, you or Batman? And Clark goes, Batman. And she's like, what, really, why? And he's like, basically, it comes down to Batman needs it more. He's like, I have a wife I love and family and a job I love. I have all this. And I have a life that's not being Superman. But Batman only really has being Batman. Like, that's what matters the most to him, so I would let him win. And it's like just an interesting little conversation they have.
Also, I believe in my heart that Clark would not be able to kill Bruce. Like, on a emotional level.
I believe that too. It's not not to the death, just who would win in a fight.
Yeah.
But I really love this book, and it was out of print for a long time, so I saw that it got put in print again. Not only in print, but deluxe hardcover.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what's deluxe about it. I'm assuming there's...
We almost didn't even go.
Oh, yeah, it's like original inks.
Yeah.
We almost didn't go. I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
The
one time Barnes & Noble didn't betray us.
This was the only copy in the whole store.
Yeah.
Either I got this or an Ethel Cain, The Preacher's Daughter vinyl. I do kind of want the vinyl, but I haven't listened to the record.
Yeah,
Just find it.
it wasn't even a question with her. Like, the second she saw this, she was just like, "Oh, I'm putting the record back."
I have the issue 1. It's been up on my wall since I made the wall, because it's one of my. That's the one where Jonathan.
The wall in question.
Yeah, where Jonathan's talking about like that little girl's waiting for you, and it still like chokes me up. I thought it was emotional when I read it the first time because Spectre had just died, but it turns out I just really, really love that version of John Kent. I love John Kent, and they screw him up. So how do you screw up being nice? That's the thing. It's like they just have to be nice. Like in Superman and Lois, they have John's dead, but Martha's also dead. But they talked about them, and they got it right. So like Martha had taken out a second mortgage to help someone in town with something, and that's the kind of people they are. It's not hard to make a character nice. That's basically what you do, is they're kind people. So the fact that they keep screwing it up in things drives me crazy. Superman and Lois, by the way, amazing character work. Really good Clark Kent and Lois Lane. There's a lot of stuff with their kids in it, which drags it down. But other than that, excellent. My rant is over now. I just want to let you guys know the last 11 minutes of this vlog, or however long it's going to end up being, basically from the start of the Greek mythology rant to now. It happened because she was talking about the Greek mythology stuff, and I was like, this would be really funny for a vlog. And I said, hand me your phone. And she handed me the phone without stopping her rant about the Greek mythology or asking what I wanted it for. And it wasn't until I had it pointed at her that she's like, wait, what are you doing? Yeah.
True friendship.
My boyfriend made me go to an anime convention, and I bought.
Those.
I haven't. The reflection's really bad, but this is obviously Pyramid Head. I met the artist. She's really cool. She also did. I got this. Forgive me, please allow me into heaven. This Five Nights at Freddy's, because it looks super cool. And then this by a different person. But
to be fair, that does not support Scott Cawthon.
No, and honestly, that's why I got it.
Yeah.
Because the money went directly to the artist, and she was right there. I got to talk to her, and it was. She sells the original paintings she does.
Yeah.
She did not have this one. She had a painting of the Princess Peach stained glass, which is my very favorite, but I didn't especially care for that specific one.
Yeah.
It was only $100 though. I would have bought it, but I got this Pyramid Head, and I was just like, by the way, that's the coolest Pyramid Head art I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's, these little things are really cute.
I feel like it does capture his raw sexual appeal.
Yeah, and there's Pete's on it. By the way, this is the rest of my TBR that I have to get read in apparently a week or 2. I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is going to happen, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm kind of assuming I'm going to not get to these and read this one and not want to read these. And probably the same thing with these. So I'd be able to get through those. But I want to read Resistance Reborn and Master and Apprentice. Those are newer ones, and one's about Qui-Gon and Ben,
all right.
And the other one is about, it takes place between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, so I'm probably not going to like it very much.
Yeah, no.
They keep trying to make Poe and Rey a thing, and it's like, Poe's gay. Poe's a gay man. Stop. But yeah, I guess I have to pound through these, and then I have to somehow get to the books that are about to. So I have to read every night for a long time. I haven't
8 books or something.
I'm only halfway into the 3rd Hush Hush book. They're not that long.
Yeah.
I'm just I read for 10 minutes last night, but me and John were hanging out, and we hung out for a few hours, and then I wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah, and that's fair. I am in the middle of Cujo.
The dog. Are you liking it? Are you loving it?
It's fine.
I hated the movie.
It's fine. It's still good. A lot of people, there's a joke Cappie told me of people talking about if you can tell when, the cocaine...
Yeah, I was going through my email, and you emailed me, and you said road work.
Yeah, it's road work.
That's
definitely road work.
All you said, I think, was road work. The whole email just said road work. And I'm hoping to God you understood when I sent you the picture of Drew Gooden.
Yes, I did.
You didn't follow up in that video about your thoughts on road work, by the way. You just... No, because I guess I forgot to ask.
It sucks.
You said I'm reading road work. I'll talk about it later. And then I was editing, and I'm like, oh, it's 4 a.m. I'm not going to go get a clip from her right now.
That'd be hilarious.
So if I record you Sarah, if I did that, I feel like you'd be mad at me.
I would be
I don't know.
for sure. But
I keep scaring everyone I wake up.
Roadwork wasn't very good. It was like, if it wasn't fueled by cocaine, then I don't know how he got through that book, because it was a whole lot of nothing about a mediocre white man who's mad that they want to tear down his house to put up a highway. And so, like, he ruins his entire life, he ruins his wife's life, and when she takes off, he goes and finds, like, a teenage hitchhiker, and he bangs her, and then, like, he tries to do a last stand at his house. And it's dumb. It's a bad book.
Perfect.
I want to Cujo now.
I don't like that movie at all.
Yeah, I'm like, there's bits of it that I like. I'm about halfway through. You probably know what Cujo's about, but it's about a dog that gets bit by a bat and goes rabid and traps a lady and her son in a car.
Hold on, you're leaving out the best part that you informed me of. That there's insinuated magic. Yeah, so, in this book, so in the Dead Zone, there is a serial killer and rapist named Frank Dodd who kills himself. And he kind of left, like, this pall all over Castle Rock. This what?
Pall?
What?
P-A-L-L?
What does that mean?
Like a bad air, a bad feeling.
Is that why they say pallbearer?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was raised in Kansas.
Leaves this, like, this bad feeling all over Castle Rock, and everyone feels like he's still, like, haunting the town almost. And there is a monster in Tad's closet. It is pretty definitively a monster in Tad's closet, and it's not examined, it's not talked about. It's just a thing that is there, and that's it. And basically halfway through the book, I don't even remember her name, the main character and Tad leave, and they don't go back to the house. And so, like, all we know is that there is a monster in his closet, and that's it. And there's, like, some insinuation that because of this, like, the serial killer and rapist, when he died, he, like, left, like, basically, like, almost like a curse on the town or something. And it's, like, creating all this bad juju, for lack of a better word.
Like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and so, like, that's why Cujo is not only rabid, but, like, beyond insanely
like
rabid.
malicious?
Yeah, malicious and weirdly intelligent for a dog. And that's why there's a monster in Tad's closet. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's interesting, and I do like bits of it because, like, you see, like, through Cujo's eyes for a little bit of it, and, like, the last bit of, like, sanity Cujo has is, like, he's in the forest, and his owner, who's a little boy named, like, Brent or something, he's, like, 10 years old, he's, like, leaving on a trip, and the dog sees him, and, like, his last bit of sanity is being like, I don't want to hurt him, and walking away.
I'm gonna kill myself. That makes me think of the Archie horror comic.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me so emotional.
Yeah.
Archie has a dog named Vegas, and a zombie's trying to kill Archie, and the dog puts himself between Archie and the zombie, and you hear the dog's thoughts, and it's like, run, I love you, run. And it makes me so emotional, and, like, I hate it.
Yeah, so I liked that bit, and then basically after that, he's no longer a Cujo.
Oh.
That's
what I want to partake. I don't like stuff that makes me feel bad. You know what? I know some people do.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to feel like this.
Yeah.
I hate it.
But, like, so much of the book isn't even necessarily about Cujo, because it's like she's been cheating on her husband. That comes out. And basically she was cheating on her husband because she was so, like, overwhelmed with becoming a stay-at-home mom that she, like, got scared she was going to lose herself. And so she did this crazy thing to try and make herself feel better, and she regretted it basically immediately. And the guy she cheated with is, like, this weird, malicious, awful person who, like, starts harassing her. He's the one who told her husband about it. And so, like, there's, like, a lot of stuff going on. And that's also, he's the reason why they don't figure out where she went, because, like, she's missing. But he also, like, is gonna... I haven't gotten to this part yet, but I remember it from when I read this when I was 13. He, like, breaks into their house and, like, destroys a bunch of shit and, like, tears up their mattress with a knife or something. I think he, like, masturbates on the bed.
Oh my god.
And so they think he has her, and because of him, they don't find her and Tad for, like, a whole extra day and a half or something. Like, I can't remember how long she and Tad are there. It's like 3 days or something.
I don't like stuff like that. See, it's like I would never want to read that because I think it would just make me really upset. Because I know the kid dies, right?
Okay, a spoiler, but yes.
What? Do you go into this and not expect spoilers?
I don't know. I've been careful. But yeah, in the book, Tad ends up dying.
And that's sad. That's miserable. Yeah. I don't want to partake in that. And then we got the dog Cujo running around peeing on our carpet.
Our dog.
Maybe she's got the rabies.
No, she's just got cataracts.
She's just stupid.
she's like rapidly aging. She's 10 now, so like she's looking 10.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because these clips ran long, I'm gonna probably finish up because I didn't start a clip. I'm reading one of the Ice Plant Barbarians and I haven't started a clip yet about it because I don't have a ton to say. So I'm probably just gonna finish that and then do a wrap up clip. Okay. So we're nearing the end.
Yeah. I knew this was gonna happen. Whenever you and I point the camera at each other, the clips always go longer.
We get because we're
chatty. It happens in my rat vlogs. It happens in her book vlogs.
We're chatty.
Yeah.
We like yapping. I've been learning from my boyfriend. He's a yapper.
We have opinions. We need to share opinions.
I guess I'm gonna go do more research on that Katie Robert book.
And I'm gonna go finish the laundry.
Well. And I didn't do a final update for the last Ice Planet Barbarians I read. I apologize. Let me just look up what that book is called really fast, because unfortunately all these all have titles that are just the same. Okay. I finished Barbarian Mine. Not really anything to say about it, which is kind of why I didn't do an update. Just, yeah, they got together. Yep. She had a baby. It really did skip a year, because then you go to the next book and it is just a year later. I don't really know why, but yeah, that's happened, and that was fine. And then we move on to Barbarian's Prize, and it's my least favorite of all of them. Not only because I don't love the subject matter, but because it was just not very interesting. I don't think the couple was very interesting. Tiffany and Man. Tiffany's one of the two girls who was raped by the aliens in the ship, and I was not looking forward to this one. Most of the book, I guess, is about that, but also not really, because it kind of all boils down to her just mentioning it all the time. Like, every other sentence is her mentioning it. Doesn't really get into like moving on, like doing anything but moving on because she got with someone and she trusts him, and that's fine, I guess. I don't like these kinds of books, so I knew I was gonna like it, so I guess don't really take my opinion seriously. But also just didn't have much of a plot. She's one of the more desired girls, so a lot of the barbarians wanted her, so they did like a little Olympian game to try and win her over, but even that was kind of boring. So this one just kind of a dud. I'm hoping the next one is better, but yeah, I just don't have much to say about either of them, which is why I didn't even do any clips for the Barbarian's Prize. I just didn't have anything to say. One thing that bothered me, I think she was talking about, maybe she wasn't, I don't know if she was talking about a pet, but the guy, he went off and he saw like the alien-y version of animals. It was a mother and a baby, and the mom had like a bad leg, so he killed her and then brought the baby home for her to have as a pet. And it just really upset me, because I was like, oh, she's gonna be upset, obviously. He killed the mom so that she could have a pet. And she was just like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And it's like, no, they killed her, and I think they might have ate her, and that really bothered me a lot, that he murdered the mom so that she can have a pet as the baby. So that's kind of like my takeaway. Didn't enjoy it very much. So I'm gonna wrap this up here, because me and Sarah's little rant ran a little bit long. So yeah, I guess just the two books for me, and she's reading Cujo, and sorry I don't have more opinions on these two books. I'm gonna continue with the series, but I've got a bunch of other stuff I have to read. I have 10 days to read all those books on my TBR, and I'm really stressed about it. So I actually have to probably jump into that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing another romance vlog anytime soon. So thank you for watching. If you want to comment or leave a like, go ahead. I don't care. Do whatever you want. It's your life. You have freedom. I think you should use that freedom to do whatever you want.